Dear Rebels, if you're hearing this, welcome to the Resistance. This community and this publication exist because of the people who believe in it. You are part of history in the making, and that's pretty fucking powerful. Before we get into the thick and the weeds, here's some important shit. The next issue is in the works and drops on July 3rd. We've got 20 Patreon subscribers fueling the revolution, 34 email subscribers on standby, and 1,053 humans on social media strapped in for the ride. Now, if you have been paying attention or have been along with us for this journey, you will see that this podcast has changed its shape several times, and it may change again because I am trying to find the format that fits best for all of us and that gets me to the most authentic content that is helpful to you, that is entertaining to you, hopefully. And so you may also notice that I have been testing all sorts of different titles for these. And now I am stopping on... This is like you spin a wheel. What do we choose today? I am stopping on Dispatch 24. And I'm saying that because this is the 24th episode of this podcast. Also, it says day 419 of the rebellion, and that is because Fashion Rebel Nation was born on August 22nd of 2025. Now, the first full issue of the digital magazine launched August 15th of 2025. So we are 419 days deep into this rebellion. Now, as I stated in the last episode, I've been trying entirely too hard to make these podcasts streamlined and professional and all the things, and I simply don't have the spoons. And if you haven't heard of spoon theory, please go Google it so that my metaphor makes sense. All right. I am going to talk to you about what happened last week, what's coming up for this week, and how we can help each other. And if you notice, I have a lot more energy today for some reason than I've had in a while. So yay. Anyway, my goal for last week. I have an editorial cycle that I'm working with now, because before I was just kind of running around everywhere going, oh my God, what do? I have so many ideas and I am one person wearing all of these hats. And I keep throwing things at the wall and trying to make them stick. So currently we are running through an editorial cycle that goes 9 weeks, because this publication is bi-monthly. And so the idea is that all of the social media posts I make, all the correspondence that comes out over email, all of those things are going to line up. So instead of just being random content, each week is going to serve a goal. That's the idea. So last week, my goal was paid Patreon memberships. I was trying to extol the virtues of being a member of this community, and it's not just a plug for money. Now look, if this revolution could run on vibes and my sheer unadulterated enthusiasm, that would be fantastic. But unfortunately, it does cost money. And so I was, again, trying to reach the masses with my message of our Patreon, the existence of it, and that your money helps fund the revolution. Like, it literally helps fund all of our community goals and the publication, which is the record of our community, and all of the things. So how did it go? How did it go? Terribly. It went terribly. That, my friends, is the truth. The number of paid patrons that we gained last week was 0. Now, we do have 20 existing patrons, and 4 of those are paid members. And we genuinely value all of our members, genuinely. But the money is also important because, as I've said before, all of this is coming out of my pocket. So I was not successful in recruiting any paid patrons. Why? Why was I not successful? My guess, now I'll be honest, the first thought is because you're stupid and worthless and terrible. And then I'm like, no, that is the shit monster in my brain that likes to talk shit on me. He just needs to take a chill pill. So realistically, what's happening? If you're not familiar with advertising and math and blah, 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 that's fine. But in general, when you go out into the world and you put your message into people's hands, they have to receive it something like, 12, 15, 20 times before it actually resonates with them. And then they decide to make a decision. I know that's the way I work. Like, how many times have you been lambasted with ads on Facebook and then thought, I'm not buying this. Maybe I'm buying this. Okay, fine. I'm fine. I'm buying this. And it doesn't matter whether it is for a good cause or not. When someone is asking you to part with your money, and in this case, it's $5. Our lowest paid Patreon membership is $5. But even $5, especially in this environment, is a lot of money to ask from people. So you have to see it over and over and over again. And here's the thing. We are in a time where social media has become pay to play. They want you to give them your money and lots of it to maybe show your content to people, to maybe get some people and some eyeballs on your content. Now, in addition to people having to see these things 10 to 20 times before they decide that they're actually going to, do the thing, we also have that the number of people that actually see something, the percentage of people who see a message that are actually going to act upon it, period, is relatively low. I mean, it's like a small percentage. And that means that you have to have many, many, many eyeballs on your stuff. And social media is the primary way that I have to reach all of you. That and this podcast. And how do I disseminate this podcast? Social media. That's right. And I'm getting 150 to 300 views, tops, on all of my stuff. There are 300 million people in America. 300 million of them. Okay? And my views are like 200. That is not enough eyeballs. It simply isn't. And I know this, but I still struggle. I still struggle a lot. Because it is really, really hard to know that I am working so hard, not just for myself, but for the future. And I've talked about this multiple times. I am chronically ill. And to my knowledge, I am not actively imminently dying, like terminally, to my knowledge. But yeah, my lifespan is significantly reduced by all of the things that are going on with me. And it makes me think about life, the universe, and everything, and the kind of impact that I want to leave in the world. And that's heavy. It just is. And this isn't just about building a magazine or a publication. It is building a place where we connect with each other. And the last episode, I talked all about that stuff. And it is so important to me. Like, I literally sit around in my living room eating bags of potato chips and contemplating the future of this publication and what I can do. How can I push myself harder? How can I make this work? And it's exhausting some days. I am not going to lie, but I am passionate about it and I believe in it more than you can possibly imagine. So I wake up every day. Now, look, I know that some of the actors in the film are problematic, but let's just set that aside for a second because I didn't know that when it embedded itself in my frontal lobe. But as a kid, I loved the movie Inner Space, which was about a man who got shrunk down. It was, like before Miss Frizzle and the Magic School Bus got shrunk down and accidentally injected into this guy, and at the cellular level, and he, could talk to him. And they both were drinking, okay? They got drunk together. And then they had to go somewhere and do something. And so he's like, I'm drunk. We can't go anywhere. And so the man who has the man inside of him is standing in front of the mirror, and the guy inside of him says, slap yourself in the face. And he's like, what? And he's like, slap yourself in the face. So he slaps himself in the face. And by the way, the man slapping himself in the face, his name is Jack Putter. And he does it several more times at the direction of the man inside of his cells. And he looks at him and he says, how you feel now? And he's like, I'm good. And he says, the Jack Putter machine, 0 defects. And if you've never seen the movie, I don't know that my description is going to be that hilarious, but just go with me when I say it's hilarious. And that is what I do. Like, maybe not literally hit myself in the face, although some days I kind of want to, but I just have to say, get it together. Okay? We do not believe in the word quit. And I know that I'm telling a million stories in a row, but this is the way my brain works. When I was a kid, I have 2 half-brothers, a half-sister. It's a long, complicated story for a whole other podcast. But my younger brother, who we do not share the same mom, we share the same dad, but he once told my mom that he never worries about me because he knows that no matter what happens, I will figure it out. And maybe it's I'm my grandmother's granddaughter. It is the whole generational thing, the ancestors writing in my blood or something. But I just don't know the meaning of the word quit, especially if something is important to me. And this is important to me. So yes, it hurts a lot when I have a goal and a plan and I don't know how the hell I'm going to get there, but I just keep pushing. And last week, that goal was to reach people and convince you to give me $5 of your hard-earned money in exchange for fueling a rebellion, getting issues of the magazine, getting your name posted in the magazine, and getting access to a private Discord server, because trolls, even on Patreon, trolls. And a private Discord server is the best way to negate those trolls. So, that was last week. Now, this week, my goal is to talk to you about the joy of creation. Now, I do love art, and I do love photography, and I do love fashion, or my definition of it, the definition of it that we're creating. And this week, I am working on new designs for our Threadless shop. Now, if you've never been on Threadless, it's one of those print-on-demand services that you create the art, you provide it to people, and then they take that artwork and put it on stickers and tote bags and t-shirts, etc., etc. And Threadless is one of the most ethical companies of these that I have found to make sure that everyone gets paid, etc. So this week, I am working on new designs to drop. Now, existing in the shop right now, we do have some things that have like the Fashion Rebel Nation logo and one that says, "The revolution starts with us." But I want more than that, because about 10% of the profits from these t-shirts, or I should say 10% of the sale, about 10% is what goes back into our into the pockets of Fashion Rebel Nation and goes right back into all of our goals of paying the rent and building the community and doing the magazine. And I don't just want things with our logo, because our logo is cool, but we're all about creativity. So I have been learning the program Procreate on my iPad. Now, I don't practice as much as I should. But here's the thing. Art doesn't have to be pretty. Even if you want to put it on a t-shirt, you can literally turn scribbles into a GIF file. I don't care. It starts with a G. I'm calling it GIF. You can start with a GIF file and then upload it on Threadless and put it on a freaking sticker or a t-shirt. Now, people have asked, why don't you use AI art? And it's not just about the controversy of it. It's because no. Just no. It doesn't. We exist because we care about human beings and creativity and giving people a platform to express that. And not only is AI unethical because of the ramifications to our environment and corporate overlords and the fact that it learned off of stealing other people's artwork, it's not you. Have you ever watched iRobot? Or The Terminator? Look, I hope that is not where our society is heading, but that is why not AI, okay? Because it's about human creativity, and I am making things for the joy of making them. So if you are interested in seeing those designs, please join us on Patreon. It would be awesome if you wanted to give us your $5. However, you can also see these things for free on Patreon. Almost everything that we have on Patreon is not behind a paywall because it is important that money not be a barrier. Now, these designs, again, when you purchase them on Threadless, the money from the sales that we get to keep goes right back into the rebellion. You are fueling the rebellion when you buy merch. So if you are interested in knowing when those things are dropping, you can sign up for our email list. You just go to fashionrebelnation.com and click join the rebellion. That will get you put on an email list, and you will be the first to know when those new designs drop in the shop. It's very exciting. That's how I feel about it. It's very exciting. Now, how can we help each other this week? You can sign up for the email list. You can join Patreon, either for free or for paid. Now, this is so important. So listen, give me your ears. When I speak, I have no idea who's hearing it. And yes, some people show up in my inbox and say, please never stop. This community means something to me. But some days, some weeks, you go a while and you make the podcast and you make the designs and you post on social media and you post on Patreon and you get crickets. Absolute crickets. And it's depressing. It's depressing. I fight on nonetheless, but I just want to know that you're there. I want your opinions. I want your waves. I want your, hi, you're not alone. We're not alone. Connect with us. Yeah. So join our email list and comment on social media or join our Patreon and become part of the community. I get it. Sometimes you don't have the spoons, but here's the thing. Have you listened to me? If you've made it this far in this podcast, you will know that you are not going to be judged. You are not going to be judged for rambling. You're not going to be judged for saying the wrong thing. You are not going to be judged for being awkward. Just show up. Just show up as you are and let us prove to you that we mean what we say when we say you are welcome in this space, this community, this publication. It is all for you. Us. All of us together. So, if you are listening on Apple or Spotify, please leave us a rating or a review. And if you're listening on Substack, leave a comment. It is literally the only way we know this dispatch is reaching you. And It lights the way for other rebels. This is our signal flare.